welcome to this episode of the DJ Interview with your host, Harry the Big Dog.
And that be me. What's up, everyone? Harry the Big Dog here. And this is the DJ Interview. I hope everybody had a great day. It was beautiful out here in Virginia, nice and warm. So, we gonna get this thing started because I'm interested to hear this story. Today's special guest, everyone from the West Coast. Chris, the glove, Taylor. What's going on, my brother?
What's up? How you doing out there in television land?
I am chilling. We on two different parts of the world right now. You in sunny, you in California, correct?
LA, not California.
Uh, Los Angeles.
You notice that West Coast music is basically Los Angeles music.
Yeah.
If they're from the Bay, they say Bay music. And they from San Diego, they say that. But out here, West Coast is LA, so LA bigger than California.
What is up? My man Jeff, he's the one that's making this all happen. What's going on? He's
Yeah,
saying
that BTP. Yeah.
the legendary salute my folks. What's going on?
So, man, what you want to hear, man? What you want to know about this OG?
Oh man, let's start off with your DJ name, your DJ slash producer name, because that's what you was doing. Your real name, government name, if you want to say that, and how you got started in this business.
All right. So, my government name is Christopher Bernard Taylor. A lot of people, when I was younger, I used to not like my middle name, but now I'm good. So my name, The Glove, was given to me. I didn't name myself. I walked into it. When I used to deliver studio, mobile disco equipment. That's what they used to call it back then.
Right.
For other clubs and such, so that they could have, it was mobile disco. So when I went to this one place called Radio, to drop off gear, they said, "Hey, we heard you're a DJ." The guy who owned the company told them that I was a DJ, and I was doing a lot of house parties and stuff, all the picnics in the park, but never really a club, not consistently. So this is 1982. So go up there, deliver the speakers, and so the owners come out and say, "Hey, man, we hear you're a DJ." That was rare back then. Like finding a DJ, was a hard thing.
Right.
So I said, "Yeah, man, I'm a DJ, whatever." It was like, "What's your DJ name?" Because, they figured I was tight, had a name and all that, right? I said, "DJ Chris." They said, "It was tight until you said that." No. But, they said, "Nah, we'll have a name for you when you come back. Tonight, can you come work at 11? We have a marquee. We'll put your name on the marquee at 11. So I said,
Right.
Cool. So they'll go DJ, I show up, it's 11 o'clock. It say 11 o'clock, The Glove. I said, that's 11, that's me. I go on stage. It could have been a dude in the bathroom named The Glove that was about to go on. He never got there. That name was in lights. So I just walked in and took it. Thank you. I had these big gloves on when I would deliver the equipment.
Yeah. So that's where you got the name The Glove.
From delivering equipment, bro, from being a damn delivery man.
Yo. So let's start off with the movie where most of us know you from, Breakin, and the song Reckless. Let's go back there because that was kind of like my intro to you and some of the West Coast music.
Okay. So the way that came about, they came to film a movie about our club, and so I was the DJ, and Ice-T was the MC. We were the like kind of house band back then. So after while we were shooting our scenes, a friend of mine, my girlfriend at the time, Lisa, overheard them talking, and they said, she came over and said they want music for the scenes, and I was like, I don't do music. I had just bought a drum machine, right? She was like, you do music? I heard you doing that drum machine. You need to do the music for the movie. So I went over there and said, I'll do music. She said, tell him you do music. I do music. We need 2 scenes. We were going to call Africa Bambaataa, but we got you. Now, mind you, I had never done this before.
Right.
Never. I was a DJ. I'd never even been in the studio. So they give me like $25,000 per track for this, to put this music in this movie. And then was like, at the end, I did the 2 scenes, which turned out to be Reckless and Tibetan Jam. So Reckless, they called and said, hey, can you pick one of those? They had a whole album about this movie, right? A whole soundtrack. And they looked and said, we don't have any rap talking songs. So they called me up and said, can you make a song like that, the talk rap thing? I was like, sure. I called Ice-T, the only rapper I knew. Hey, bro, 1,500. You know, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's more. We got a week for doing Breakin. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. He knocked that thing out in 2 minutes, bro. He wrote that rap. I was amazed at how good he was in the studio, to be honest with you. It was like at radio. He would just get on the mic and go.
Right.
So we made that. Now there's a story about that. The night we made this song, the record companies wasn't used to having a bunch of young black, like teenagers or 21-year-olds with a budget like that in the studio and all that. So they were concerned. So they kept wanting to come to the studio. We had this great engineer, and Dave Storrs, who was also the one who co-wrote all of that and taught me how to be a mixer and an engineer right there. That guy said, tell him to bring some chicken. It's the white guy asking for chicken. I said, tell them to bring a bucket of chicken if they want to come hear the song. And then Ice-T said, tell them to get sodas. So we in the studio, it's midnight, right? They come through finally, they want to hear the song. It's like 6 a.m. They come with they got some chicken. There's some sodas from somewhere in the morning, Kentucky.
Right.
They showed up. Dave went to the door, opened the door. He says, they here. I said, they got the chicken? He said, yeah. Get the chicken. Ice-T said, grab the stuff and close the door. Close the door, send them away. Never even let them come in. We just sent them Reckless. Like, what were they going to tell us, bro? It needs more rap. It needs less rap. It needs more music. It needs less music. What do you want to know, buddy? We make this.
Right.
Fun.
Tim is
Mind
saying,
you, that
what's
was
up?
the first time I was in the studio. So remember now, that's a precedent that's been set. I can do anything I want, I see.
Right. Oh, that's
Record
deep,
companies
bro.
were suffering after that. Go ahead.
Let's make this official. The interview is in progress. Oh man, so that's your introduction. Wow, what was it like working with Ice-T at the time? I know he was unknown to us, but I think he was a bigger deal out there in the West Coast.
So hip hop is a niche community, right? Or niche, as they say.
Niche.
So like if it's 1 million people, it'll be 800 people doing hip hop. So out of them 800 people, 20 of them knew Ice-T. And we was up here. All the other 800 people in hip hop was on the East Coast. Like Def, Run DMC, Eric B, all of that's happening. That's 800. LL Cool J, it's only 800. Right? So at that time, nobody knew about any of us. So it was all the same. Except for if you was Run DMC or the Beastie Boys, then you was, or Sugar Hill Gang, you were famous. There was some cool stuff, Audio Tool, KRS, stuff starting to pop, but, you know, Rakim is it. Eric B and Rakim, that's it. So what happened was Ice-T was the only rapper I knew I had ever seen. When I walked in the radio, I'm like, what is this? Is awesome. He was spitting. And let me tell you, the reason that it was Ice-T is because it was this one. Now, in LA, hip hop developed in multiple clubs and streets, like that weren't connected. They started to connect. Like, then you got the Pop Lockers and radio in Orange County, Covina, West Covina. You got Boogaloo Shrimp and I think Tick and Little Puppet. Those cats all came from not L.A. Proper.
Right.
They from L.A., but they're like Pomona. You know what I mean? That's like saying you're from the Brooklyn, but you live in the Bronx, or you from the Bronx and you live in Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't. So with that going on, Ice was a guy who had gained like a following in this club radio. But he came with me. We joined radio at the same time. Both of us thought the other one was there first.
Wow.
I heard him say at an interview when I went to the club spinning. I was like, when I went there, I seen Ice on stage. We both got these memories of something else. But yeah, he was he became a big deal after that, because after that he did colors and all of that, and it was all she wrote. 6 in the morning. You know, all of the West Coast ruffians came from that one song. 6 in the morning is NWA. The whole group.
Yeah.
All of them. Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, MC Ren, Yella, Eazy-E, all are Ice-T's children, and by definition, by co-children.
Right. I know. I went down to. I went down to San Diego. My cousin was in the Navy. This was back in '88. I flew out there to pick her up so we could drive home. I get there, and every other song on the radio was Ice-T. Literally every other song on the radio.
That's like when we went to New York, it was Biggie,
yeah.
Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, Biggie, Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas.
Oh,
in LA, you got Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. It ain't no fun.
Yeah.
This is the only place you hear it ain't no fun radio every week. Today.
Grand Mixer GMS, he's saying Nasty Ness and him learned our good friend Victor Fresco, a great DJ and musician, passed away in May. Shout outs to him. May he rest in peace. Did you know this guy, Fresco?
I didn't know Victor Fresco's in Deas. Rest in peace, homeboy. I'm sorry to hear that.
Wow. Yeah.
Victor Flores is the guy that I worked with in the beginning before I did records.
Oh, I know why he put that there.
We made.
he said he used to practice. Yep. Yo,
he used to practice over Reckless?
Yeah. Definitely did. He definitely did.
I hope you're there chopping it up now. Cut one up for your boy. You know, man, and while we on that subject of people and resting in peace, I sincerely believe everything is not like it looks. Like you and I are talking.
Right.
I got a phone. You're on a device. We're doing all this to be connected from a long distance, right? I don't think we're a long distance apart. I think we just are in the same room and we got veils between us. We can't see it. So we made these boxes. For real, bro.
I'm looking at you right now. I'm looking at you right now.
Bro, but wait, the reason I brought it up is because I believe people that have passed on are here. Same thing. Yes. We just can't see. They can see us. They're not in heaven looking down. They right here with us. We all here. Everything's going to happen here. This is where we from. This is where we live and die. Yeah. Heaven is here. Okay, go.
GMS is saying that's deep.
Sorry about that, man. I had to go there.
So, now moving on from the movie Breakin, going backwards, how did you start DJing?
That's
what year did this start?
So we did, when I went to the radio club in '82 and got the job, I had been like a couple months.
Oh, you was a newbie.
In '79, I went to college, and I was going to play basketball. And in '80, I was out of college, kicked out, or just dropped out, whatever you college dropout. No basketball, trying to figure out what the hell am I doing. '80. So from '80 to '81, some word DJ came to mind, and it didn't even exist. The only one was like Grandmaster Flash ever. I hadn't heard of
Right.
nobody except for Daddy, who was at the club out here in LA when I was a teenager. So, but he had a cool, I was like, I would be like that. They was always like kind of, I'm going to use the word, let's just say that they were street successful.
Yeah.
So they look like other street successfuls. You got street successful dope dealers and street successful pimps and street successful money laundering and runners. And then you got music, which became street successful, and DJing.
Yes.
So I wanted to look like my compadres. Like they making money, so pimps look like they balling, right? So that was it, like the street whole money thing. It wasn't clubs, it wasn't any of that, man. And to see a guy that could do anything with 2 turntables was nowhere. No YouTube, no nothing. So I had a year and a half to figure out gear and equipment. I met a young man named Tony Joseph, rest in peace, that worked at Burger King with me. I'm now 18. So I was 16, 17 when I graduated from high school. So 18, me and Tony working at Burger King. And one day I just said, man, I'm trying to be a DJ. He was like, I'm a DJ. I'm like, what the? You been here next to me all this time? Like, I thought he knew what I was thinking, right?
Right.
Like,
you never tell him.
Right. That night, I'm telling him off in my mind, but that night we go to his house after work. He pulls out a component set, which is what I knew. And he pulls out this thing, the most beautiful thing. It was called a turntable. I said, what's that? It was a SLB1 Techniques. Bro. Then he put out the most amazing device and put it in the middle, a mixer with a crossfader. Bro, I have been doing knobs. I was mixing on Bozak mixers and they got knobs only, no fader. So I had to do all my moves with knobs. So I learned to flip the knobs with my hand. I could get down on them. But it was a crossfader. My speed increased tenfold instantly. So he was showing me how to blend records. I had never seen this operation before. So he opened it all up to me. I ran out, got a student loan, got 2 turntables, a mixer from my student loan. My dad said, go ahead, boy. I ran out, rest in peace, Pops, thank you. I ran out and bought, my mom was like, no. He let me get them tables and a mixer, all that, speakers. So that was 1981. So from 1981 to 82, remember I told you it was 82 when I got the job at radio, and we did the movie at the end of 83, 84, like. So it was like a year.
That is
so
deep.
All that, I was in a movie as a DJ after DJing for only maybe 2 years.
Yo, that is.
I'm way better now.
That is so deep. DJ Clientele, he's giving you a shout out. He's like, oh my God, this dude is a legend.
My boy, man. Call me for FaceTime tonight like we did the other day. We're going to do that.
Yeah. We
in
all.
the middle after my work, brother.
You was military?
Clean. Me?
Yeah.
I wish.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have. Those dudes are amazing to me. Shout out to all branches of the military. I don't care if you're illegally discharged, in jail. See there? I don't care if any of that. I don't care. Y'all did something to protect us that I would not do. So thank you from the bottom of you.
Yes. Oh, man.
You were military.
Yes. I served this country for 26 and a half years.
So I'm saying to you, thank you.
You are welcome.
Oh, my God. That's the first one I got from the military. You represent the whole United States to me right now, not just you. You know that, right?
Do I?
That's other people. Like, when I trained young men for jobs and stuff, I was a security guard for not too long ago, right? Working my way through life and divorce and all that. And I used to train. I was a training officer, and I used to train and tell these young men, look, bro, it don't matter where you're at. You can do anything, man. You know? I mean, shoot, don't be caught up in this. Do what you got to do and dream your dream and move on that.
Right.
You know? So, yeah, I got a lot of military that I've trained, man. I'm going to tell you this. What branch were you from?
I was Army.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. Don't get mad. But all the men I had, Army would position and stay and do exactly what I said. Marines would be thinkers more. They almost irritating, but they do more. Like y'all would listen. And so that's what I have to say about military. Air Force is different from both of y'all.
Oh yeah.
You know, and they not Army
They,
is smart, man. I'll let them tell them cats, you know, Air Force ain't the smartest. They didn't get the high scores and all that just because they do that. They had to learn how to turn them knobs and push little buttons.
look, y'all LA Air Force is Beverly Hills.
Exactly, bro. They never even really see the war. It's a video game. They drop everybody off. The Navy is a ride too.
Oh, you're welcome,
Thanks
Jeff.
for the ride.
You are welcome, GMS. Yo, so okay, so you 2 years in, you get a movie, you know, you with Ice-T.
So wait, okay, so look. So now, right, good point.
Uh-huh.
We got the movie, number one. Got the club. We were on the cover of Calendar, which was the most amazing magazine in LA that came in the newspaper. Everybody had it in their house, at least 4 million people every week.
Right.
We on the cover. And guess what else your boy did? I was in the Shaka Khan video, I Feel For You, when it was number one. So I got all that
Are you? Oh, yo, I gotta go find that video now. I don't want to show it here, but
all of us from Breakin, me, Shab, rest in peace, Boogaloo Shrimp, Anna, both sides. It was a crew of 5 of us. They just split them up and made them bad guys and good guys. We was all one crew. The electro rock and what you call it, we was all radio crew.
Oh.
So they split us up for the movie. But but the thing was, we had done a video for this fashion designer named Norma Kamali.
Uh-huh.
Norma, and she had us dressed, and it was the first of its kind. You got hip hoppers wearing their stuff, doing their thing. It was a brilliant product placement. So Shaka Khan used to love Norma Kamali's clothes. She knew that video. She wanted to have that video for her video. So they were like, what can connect the 2 videos? Because they could just take that video and cut it in. And they said the DJ is in both. If you take the DJ, you can cross over. You were there with them now. So it was me and Shaka all day, 12 hours by myself.
What was it like hanging out with her? She was like legend back in the day. She still is legend.
Bro, I had a date with Shaka Khan all day during the time. I was crazy about her. Bro, hey, write it. Life, I must have wrote this before I was born, because it couldn't be nobody. And I think everybody's life is like that. They got rich people, they got poor people, but shoot, it's a time when you be like, whoa, this is it. Everybody in their life got a time when this is it.
For real. Everybody got a date. Hopefully it's a long time from now.
No, I'm talking about when this is that great day. Like,
great day. Oh, like, I misunderstood.
Something, the most fantastic day that came to mind right there. See, what was it? You did something that day. It came to your mind. I seen your eyes pop like you thought of something. Crush your eyes.
No, I was enjoying your day. You was on a date with Shaka Khan for 12 hours.
Good. I got you.
All day.
Man, and I tell everybody, Shaka Khan is like Nicki Minaj mama. She's like Nicki Minaj fine, but finer back then. Even when she was cheap.
Oh, she is beautiful.
Shout out
to
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
Clientele is saying Freaky Khan.
That's right. He know too. That dude. That sister, Taka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Taka,
now
that's like Shanae Aiko and Mila J.
Right.
Taka Boom and Shaka Khan. Shanae Aiko is my Shaka Khan. If you know her, my number. I got her. I'm about to produce her. I'm gonna find her. She live around the corner.
Oh, in LA.
Of course. Jay-Z and them over there. Dr. Dre up on that hill. Like, see how look. Like Jay-Z. See my angle of my arm?
Yeah.
Dr. Dre. He up on Jay-Z over there. Dr. Dre up there.
He
Tom
on the
Brady.
hill.
Somebody else said, oh, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons
Uh,
just bought a house here. Shout out to
that's
Philly.
deep. And you just live right around these people.
Well, they're not far. They're not by me. I'm not in
Yeah.
Bel Air, but
Oh.
they are by the airport. My house is on the route.
So now, after this movie, you excuse me, you get a little fame. Where does this go? Ice-T went off and went Colors. Did you guys stay connected after that? After Breakin'?
Briefly, we did some touring. I saw a bunch of cities, and we did some shows and stuff. But I was trying to. Bobby Brown was coming out, and R&B music was king. We was rap. Like, you get a record deal with rap, you get $125,000 for a budget. As a name, to get a deal in rap, you're a name already because you did something.
Right.
R&B, you get a deal with nothing for $350,000 off top. That means they value it more than the other. It's different now, but when I was starting, it was like that. So I don't like being devalued. So I want to go where the money is. So I started working in these rooms, and that's how I learned how to. So if I had stayed just rap, like the first record, Reckless, was not on an SSL. It was just a sound craftsman mixer, some kind of studio. I don't even know. It might have been a Neve. I doubt it.
Right.
But when I started doing, so right after that, I started getting a lot of placements on records as scratching. So I'm working with Quincy Jones, Bobby Brown, Benny Medina, Weird Al Yankovic. I'm scratching on records, and Rick James, all this stuff. And so I'm doing that, right? I'm cool. And we made money off of Breakin', yeah, but I always had money. How you think you can't be a DJ, be broke? You don't got no.
Yeah.
How you gonna be a broke? They don't get right. Like I saw you, so shortcut. Just remember, I was on a DJ and being broke. Shortcut. Yeah. When I first tapped in for our phone check, I saw you push this button, go over here, move this thing. I'm waving. I'm on the camera. You doing a million things first. Then you turn around. You click that. You click. I say, I move my mouth. You go, I'm out of. You say, I said, can you hear me? Yeah, now I can hear you. You were doing so much. I put the phone down, let you do your thing. I went to go roll some weed. You must have been a DJ. Because, bro, you got all the gear.
And I did. I actually was.
It wasn't from me. And you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I DJ'd from 81 to 2001 when I officially retired from DJing. Now I got right over this my second monitor here. I have my DJ equipment set up, and I got a camera over there.
Yeah, see
but
what I mean?
The camera's
like broke. You poor. No, it don't work like that. Rappers usually don't even have a microphone, bro. They become your place. You got the mic. So I digress. Anyway, so that was the thing. I was like, bro, I'm gonna get it R&B, and I started cracking with that. And then I was a organist by trade before I became a DJ. I played the Fender Rhodes in a marching band in high school. I played the Rhodes, not trumpet and all that. So I wanted to do that, not just, I wanted to make music. So I started doing this R&B thing, and I got my chops up, learned about the SSL and the mic pre's, and Babyface taught me about the Sony 800 mic in 84. I learned that. I've been using that mic for almost 40 years. All these guys heard about it from me. Even Dre. Dre's, all his setups are designed off of my brain. I walked in the other day, and I was like, bro, he's got my exact vocal chain that I always used on him, and that's the only hardware in the whole place. Everything else is software.
Oh, nice.
I got a mark with this game of hip hop. In places nobody knows where to look. I like to hide my stuff. So when I walk in a recording studio, I look around. Oh, these guys know me. I don't have to say nothing. You know what I mean? It's like my own secret popularity. More than 800 people are in hip hop now. It's a million.
And more than 20 people know you, right?
Only know me, though. They don't know me.
Yeah. So well, that's why we here now. We getting to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, I have to brand myself now. I would have never done an interview.
Really? You know,
Yeah,
I
I
did
ain't got
this
time, man.
platform. I did this platform so DJs can tell their story. They never get interviewed.
I
It's
love it,
always the
bro. I'm with.
MC or the producer or somebody else. But the DJs,
All
yeah,
people used to get mad at me. Well, I don't know, but they used to say, "Oh, that's IC's first DJ." Like I'm trying to think. Like I don't remember Rakim calling. That's not Rakim's DJ. Rakim is Eric B's rapper. Like they got it backwards, dude. You can't rap without a. Okay, so let's go back to the guy with the equipment and the
yeah,
speaker and the car to go pick him up and do the thing. So you got all that going, right? And then a rapper come and take your microphone and become a star, right?
yeah,
In your
yeah,
space. He didn't go get
yeah.
over there and start yelling off of a rock, and then you ran over there and gave him a mic and put some speakers around him and then call the people. That's like when people write music. When you write music to a track, I'm gonna teach all you hip hop beat makers, which you take that word out of your vocabulary and put composer. They keep calling everyone else writers. We write music. We use
Right.
music elements. It's writing, because if you want to read it, we have to either put it on a piece of paper or a medium for you to hear it, like a
Yeah.
CD. You can't even hear our stuff out of our mouth. It's a special medium. We're alchemists, and we get erased. Like we didn't do nothing, but this guy came
Right.
and sang a song that he wrote to your song. You know, when someone writes to your music, that is not 50-50 split. You get 60% off top because they wrote to your music, you influenced it. And then if they try to take their lyrics and go do it up, they wrote it to your music, you're 50% owner of that because you do the accompaniment.
Right.
They don't teach that. They tell us we beat makers and producers. They don't give us the word writer. They throw composer out there, but nobody knows that to compose is to write. It's the same word. Do so much magnanimosity on it that it's just we are writers. We're the first writer. Check it out. Beat makers who people try to tell you, oh, you just did the beat. Guess what? The first step is the beat. You can't have a song without that unless you Bobby McFerrin. Ain't nobody else have a acapella hit.
Yeah.
I'll give you every acapella hit. Go. But it's okay. That's like we're the elephant in the room. This is the year of the producer, bro. I'm claiming it for all, and the DJ, because all producers are DJs. We learned the secret of weaponizing music as a DJ. You know why? We got to get people up off their ass and on the dance floor, or we're fired. Here come the rapper.
You're fired.
Or you're
fired.
You'll never become the producer you want to be when you get fired off your first DJ gig because you can't make nobody dance. I know a lot of guys that bought equipment and all that, but they got fired off their first DJ gig, and their music is the same level. They spend all this money on stuff, but they don't. I didn't spend any money on the music that I wrote for, with Dre. I went in the studio with him. It was stuff there. I didn't have to buy no. All those songs were written in the studio. I didn't go there with track. I'm a cook-up artist. I'm like the original. They got a name for it now. People call me for beats. I tell them, beat it. You want to go in the studio? Come watch me work. You want to work with me? You come work with me. We're going to write something. Right. And when they leave, they got something. I'm a cook-up artist. I don't do beats. I'll never send a person a beat.
Look, Danny Dorman is saying you owe him $20.
Who?
Danny Dorman.
Who's that?
Easy D.
Who's that? and I probably owe you $100. Easy.
Oh, man.
I know D-I-C-K. He was on the record with us.
Hello,
DJ Easy.
DJ Clientele saying acapella group world known is Take 6.
Take 6?
Yeah. They good
Yeah.
for their app. Five
Um,
easy questions. Danny Dorman.
these are my folks, man. I love all of them. And I be telling
Yeah.
my followers on Instagram, listen, guys, we're gonna make it. All three of us. But I don't care, man. You know, I got my three followers are like really powerful people. So it's like
Your three fathers.
I got three powerful ass followers though. It's mad for a few thousand of fake, but I'm not one of the million follower dudes.
So
Uh,
take us through the rest of the '80s, and what you were doing, and a couple of surprise people who we don't know you worked with.
well, definitely, man. So as I was saying, I started up going into the R&B ranks. I work with, oh my goodness, so many people in that. Patty Austin. Um, I'm gonna try to pull names out that people I never drop. Like shout out to Davina. That's one of the girls I worked with later on. She's so brilliant. I wish she could do more. We're gonna link up eventually. But George Michael later on, and you
Wow.
know, aftermath. I did. R. Kelly had a group called Changing Faces. I produced something on them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, I was not playing like, but I was mostly still doing hip hop. Like, so from '84 to '88, I did all scratching and I'm on all the stuff and like the Shaka Khan videos, some other videos and just stuff, right? Then at '88, I started doing rap again. Like 88, '87, I had a setup at my house here. And I actually recorded, you know who CJ Mack is? You probably don't. CJ Mack is a
No.
LA legendary artist. And I still to this day, I can't even figure it out. He's a genius though and brilliant. He was signed to Rap a Lot. He was the only LA person to do that. So I went out there, worked with this guy, Mike Dean. He was the engineer. Me and Mike Dean became friends years ago. This is in the '80s. And then, you know, Mike Dean went on to be Kanye West. He's Kanye West. Mike Dean
Right.
is Kanye. Kanye does a few of them, but Travis Scott is Mike Dean. Okay, so like we're relevant today, like in a major way. Us '80s guys, not even a
Yeah.
little bit. So, but you know, I went on and did a lot of those. Like I said, Benny Medina, Kerry Gordy. I know some names I'm not saying. I just can't think of it right now. But Weird Al Yankovic was one I just recently remembered and saw, so I started dropping him again. That was a
I
trip.
love that dude's music. I was listening to it right before you came on
You know what I
to do
mean?
the tech check.
Okay, so let me tell you, back to being in the same room. So look, you were listening to Weird Al. I've mentioned his name 4 times today.
That is weird.
Not
You see,
weird.
you see where I
It's
went with that? That's weird.
It's Al. No, but literally, I'm telling you, think about things like that. Think about when you think about a person and they call you. And you go, I was just thinking about you. That's because you activated them. People don't, I'm like this. I was actually asleep, bro, when Jeff called me and said, hey, you got to call in at 4. I was like, fuck that. Tell him 4:45, bro. We got a 3-hour interview. Well, because I got to for him once I sign on. I'm not gonna go 4 and then disappear and then come back at 5. That's whack. We're gonna have to do it. So you got to do it and be on. So remember, we still had issues.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So like that's that thing, bro. We're all with us. You activate people. You are the author in power. I'll explain that.
So DJ Clientele, he's asking, did you work with DJ Quick?
No, never had.
That's your answer, Clientele.
But I met Quick once, just recently over at Snoop's compound. Shout out to my boy Snoop Doggy Dog, Def Jam Snoop. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So,
Ooh.
yep, I go over there for I think it was Warren G's birthday party. So DOC took me over there. Shout out to the DOC.
Yep.
So we went over there and you know, kind of it was cool, but I saw him, and I always had a thing with Quick. Like I don't know, I don't know if I really like. He's selling records. Like when we was out, he was 800,000, almost platinum. Right?
Mm.
Remember this. So when we did Reckless, this is 1984. It sold 4 million on that soundtrack. We were the first platinum hip hop outside of any New York. Definitely the
Wow.
first platinum in LA, which is all of the West Coast as we spoke.
I didn't know that.
So with the first plaque behind me in my pocket to the tune of 4 million, with the royalties to prove it, I'm looking at these cats like, okay, that's cool. I like that. You know, I also got the chops. Like I'm working in those studios, and I'm on the level of that. So I'm seeing the younger guys come up and be tight, but I'm like, I don't know if I really believe the rap. Like he sound dope, and I see he's a fool in real life. But when I met him, man, he was like, the first thing he said, I always felt like, I used to say, man, Quick is like, man, he like me, bro. I'm almost mad, like that I don't rap. Almost jealous. Like not hating, but being a hater, me.
Right.
Like I was Quick. Like, and then I met him, you know what he told me? Man, I want to be just like you. I was like, I love Quick. I have always loved Quick.
Now you love him, right?
But I used to. One reason is why. There's something that happened. He probably knows what I'm talking about. So I got a DJ Pooh story too. So with Quick, it was, we had a sound at Death Row. And we used this one percussionist, who I'm not going to say his name, but he's a very good guy and a friend of mine. But he played peculiar type of instruments we had never heard. He played for Parliament. So we got the Parliament percussionist locked down on a contract. He snuck off and did a song with DJ Quick. And the song was with Raphael Sadiq.
Okay.
You know that, Let's Get Down.
Yep.
The summer on, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, man, that record was so hot, but it sounded like it came from Death Row. Like with the percussion. When you go listen to it, you know what I'm talking about. And ever since then, it was just a little bit like, Quick. You could have got a different kind of, you like, so hip hop is this, bro. You got to be fresh. You can't be a biter. If you get my percussion guy, you got to make him play something else.
Yeah.
You like us on that song. So we fired him. We never used him again after that song.
Wow.
And it was a we. It wasn't a, you know, hey, look, when the thing was jumping on, there's one thing that I do know, that how Death Row began, I was sitting in the room, in the car, everywhere. I saw every move that was not hidden from the people I was sitting with at the time. Like, let's say, like right now, in your life, and I saw you doing the dusting and cleaning in the back, right? Nobody else in the world saw that.
Yeah.
Right? So just like I was in a moment with you, I was in a moment in their life. When Suge and Dre and DLC, I was in the car. When Dre and Suge and me with Dick Griffey, I was in the classroom. When me and Dre and DLC and Snoop, I was in the studio. Like, I was there. Hey, there's some pictures. Okay, so you see me like right here? So like imagine you see my picture like this, right? So on this side is Glove. But you know this picture, because you don't see where I'm cut off. And the most like in hip hop, bro. It's like some of the greatest pictures. I was standing right there. I'm standing. I'm in the video over there. Like, it's like there's a TV show I watch called Fringe, and they have these dudes called the Observers. It's like I'm even bald headed. It's like I'm an observer. I go throughout time. I'm always where something important happens in the West Coast, around. So I'm gonna start calling myself the Observer. Shout out to Exhibit. I introduced Exhibit and Swab to Dre.
So GMS is asking, he's asking me to ask you what your favorite piece of equipment, music equipment is, and why.
Okay, so that's a okay. So remember now who you're asking. So my favorite piece of music equipment is called the Zen Q interface. It is the same as a Pro Tools HDX or whatever. It's about this big.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 192 K. It goes up to, you can record an orchestra mobile. It's got 14 ins and 10 outputs, but it don't look like it. It's not a keyboard. It's not a drum machine. You see what I mean? It's not a
Yeah.
It's the Zen Q. The Zen Q allows me to really truthfully, I have 3 pieces. I have two SSL pieces in the Zen Q. With that, I have now my own SSL 9000 about this big. A 9000K is $3 million. So
wow, American money.
That's my favorite piece of musical gear. Now, Roland got the best keyboards, if you want to know that part. The guitars I love are usually, I'm kind of picky on guitar sound, so I get real, eccentric with that. I'm not going to mention, but strings, different violins and stuff. Like, I'm not talking, you want to know what a musical piece, like this Stradivarius is an amazing violin. You should listen to it being recorded. It's a piece of musical gear, and it's high tech. But everybody wants to know about the latest Roland or electronic.
I love the strings. I used to play viola when I was in junior high school, and I got one
So did my sister.
in the corner.
That's the first thing I saw in my life, the string instrument, the viola.
Yep. For those who don't know what a viola is, it's a little bigger than a violin, but smaller than a cello.
It's the alto sound of the string.
Yeah. Right.
Your violin is the soprano.
Yep.
Viola is alto. And the cello is tenor. There's no bass. Have a tuba for that.
So I got a question. Yeah. I got a question from clientele. He's asking how much, if he ain't being too nosy, how much of the publishing did you keep from Reckless?
Oh, great question. 55% of Reckless is mine.
Nice.
Period. Good thing you brought that up, because I got to go talk to someone about missing royalties. Universal. 55%, bro. I retain that of the publishing and of the copyright. Ice-T, back then, hey, look, it was a 3-way split. I did, like we said, I'm the guy who, I'm thinking I did all the music. I got the equipment. I got the mic. You just rapped. Like, I'm that guy thinking that. So it's the percentages is not the same. Like,
right.
55, then there's another guy, and then another guy. But, I felt like nobody argued. It was cool. But people, as they develop out in their careers, they feel away sometimes.
Yeah.
So, it's all good. I did not retain royalties on a lot of songs that I've written, though, that, hey, shit happens.
Yeah. So what's the deal with the California Love remix? Jeff is asking me to ask you.
Okay, so this is the deal. I wrote my part of the keyboard that I played. I made that up. So I should have got maybe 1%. But I'll say this. I heard that the song generated over $12.5 million, and Dre actually had to sue himself to get paid. He had to sue Death Row. So it was like $12.5 million. I probably would have got a meal ticket off of California Love. Well, probably more like $500,000, because then it gets split with publishing, which I own that too. But some people would have had their hand out, so I would have gave out about $200,000 of that for sure.
Wow.
But just off of playing one part, I could have made $1 million. I did actually take. It's just not, correctly enshrined in history, but that's nobody's fault but mine.
Clientele is saying the people behind the mic always make more money. Is that true?
Not true. Absolutely not. Dre got behind the mic, but Dre has made the most money in our generation outside of Kanye West. Well, no, Dre has made the most money with music. Everybody else got that other foo-foo stuff. Even his thing was headphones. It was musical. Like we said, it's a piece of gear.
Right.
Sneakers, not wine, not whatever Jay-Z got. So, let me see. What was the exact question again?
He said, people
Oh,
people
the mic.
behind the mic always make more
So
money.
if you would now, clientele, you know this. When you write a song, if it's you and three rappers and you wrote the music, you're gonna make twice as much as each one of those rappers. Because you get 50% of the song and they each got to split 50%. So off top, if it's a producer and he did the music, even with the sample, he's winning first. He's getting paid different directions. The person on the mic, however, if the producer is not a performer, then those people make that money. But if you do your thing right, I still make money off of you performing the songs. Every time you go out on the road, I get paid because I wrote the
Right.
songs. I'm a writer. So, nah, I disagree. I think that the people behind the mic have found a way to make money with no writing skill at all. They're an instrument, which is amazing. But a vocalist is a flute to me. Like, you a beautiful flute, I'm going to put you out front. But sometimes we take the flute off and let the bass and the rhythm get them, right? So that means
Yeah.
everybody's an instrument. I'm the conductor. Now these composers were also conductors. We get to pick how it sounds. Remember that. So, now this is a problem I have with producers that I hear working. They beat guys, I'm gonna call it technically. I don't mean no disrespect, but composers or musical writers, you guys gotta mix them vocals better than you mixing the track, homie. You got the track sounding fire, and then Migos come on sounding like little guy. Like, give them theirs, man. That's all they do. Let them be dope on that one thing. Like, they just got the mic, bro. You got the kick, the snare, the hi-hat, the blah blah blah. You can even arrange how people got it backwards, bro. So producers like to let people think that they have control, but we're the person who turns it in to the record label.
Yeah.
So if we, as my boy Tony Hasboon says, fucking it up, ain't nobody getting paid.
Right.
Y'all need to quit messing with these producers, man. They cool. That's the favorite guy me. I love you guys. It's the year of the producer and DJ, because every DJ is a producer. I don't care if you ever had any. You produced music. You'll change that beat up. Now you made a new beat.
Yeah. I tell people that producing is the DJ's natural progression if you select to go decide to go that route.
Producing and composing or whatever substance of it is to DJing as walking is to running.
Correct.
If you want to go faster, I can get more off of one track than I can off of 10 gigs. I'm going to go faster as a producer. I'm going to run as I'm walking. It's a good walk. Get it? So it's like, yeah, cats that it's a DJ is a producer. There ain't no progression. All you progressing is your skill set. That's
Right.
it. You that guy. Man, they've been taking stuff away from us for years. Anybody remember Reverend?
Say that one more time. I think we lost him for a second. He'll be back. So we are doing a reset here. We are the DJ interview, and we are talking with Chris the Glove Taylor. I think he had a little technical glitch. Are you back, Chris? Yeah, you froze up. But yeah, we was having this conversation about the DJs, and he'll be back. We was having this conversation about the DJ's natural progression is going to produce. Now, I've been telling that to people for years and years. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Is that a natural progression? I know some of you guys like Flat Top in here. He's a DJ. He's a former DJ and MC. So he kind of went both routes. I know DJ Clientele. He's definitely a DJ. I know Grand Mixer GMS. He definitely went to. He's a DJ and he did some producing too. So it is the natural progression, and we're kind of waiting on Chris the Glove to come back. I don't know if he had any technical issues or not, but we'll hang out for a few minutes and see if he comes back. But definitely, you know, that producing thing, we already do that. We already do that already. I think he's back. We back? We see him. I don't hear you. While he's getting his sound together. Yeah. Grand Mixer GMS is saying if you're a good DJ, you already have a good ear for what can move the crowd, so it makes sense to transition to producing. Yes, it does, because you know when you're mixing an instrumental and an a cappella, you're kind of producing a new song now. So I think Chris is frozen. Do a wave if you could hear us. All right, he went back out. But yeah, GMS. Tim, hey, what's going on? So we are here with the DJ interview. If you ain't had no technical difficulties as a live stream producer or a live streamer, then you haven't streamed enough. So stay with us. Chris will be back. He will be back. Hold on 1 second. Chris, you there?
I go.
I know that.
Yeah.
We hear you.
Okay, where were we? That's the devil.
I was just saying, if you're a live streamer or a live stream producer and you haven't had any technical glitches, then you haven't streamed enough. So,
listen, this is what I tell DJs, man. I hope somebody's here. You guys, listen, it's not about if you fuck up. It's how good you come out of it. I like to make
exactly.
It's how you do adversity.
This is live.
Bro, everything we did was live, bro. These cats is live streaming now. DJing is live streaming music. You mess up, hit the turntable and watch and be in a crip party and hit the table and have a red eye from pink eye. Get jumped for being a blood. All right. Don't bump the tape. Don't touch the stream.
For real. DJ Butter L saying this was getting good too. We
So
are back,
get right
DJ
back
Butter
on.
L.
I was about to say sound. That's why it happened.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for everybody talking about. That's how it goes, though, you know. So, but, you know, music is a special thing. And if you're a music maker, then you're dangerous and you have to really be careful with what you do and say. You'll find that when you're like us, to have issues, people say stuff about our like us. Like, go tell that to Drake. I dare you tell Drake I had his whack. Even if you knew him. Like, make it. So this is where acceptable feel liberty. It's cool. Give them that. But like I know how to I can hear that and not hear that. With some new artists, shout out to Melly Mel, shout out to Big Crook, Tony Hasboom, the whole everybody. I got my cousins from the DR. Shout out to Uncle Bowles and also to Mr. Sweets. See, Major. So we got this thing, man. I'm working with this Dominican group, and it's like, okay, so how you were doing this podcast over there?
Right.
I'm on the news.
Wow.
It ain't the podcast. This is TCS, Telemundo, Univision, Aztec TV, Cabina 34, all of that. We go on the news. Right. We don't do podcasts. No disrespect, but it ain't the same. I ain't seen Dre on a podcast yet.
Some people are camera shy, so it's people that I couldn't interview because they are camera shy.
Those people are not the people I speak of. I'm talking like Dr. Dre. You don't see him on a podcast. You see him on his TV show or on his what was this TV thing he did? It's Straight Outta Compton or the Defiant Ones. But a podcast, no. You might see him on Saturday Night Live. It's just that we're older. We have a different thought. Like, it's not a podcast that reaches 20 million people.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, even Joe Rogan. So, TV, you go sit down with Conan O'Brien, 20 million people. So, it's like that over there.
They definitely got a built-in audience.
Behind us by 20 years, so they still like that. Even though social media is popping, you ain't got to be media. And then the thing about other countries is you break all of a sudden you got 100,000. So we in a ball, man. We shooting the video now. Coming out of God. Am I picking up?
A little. You were breaking up a little.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
I bet I got you.
So we got a question. We got a question from we got a question from
Thumbs
DJ
up.
Butter L.
You
see me?
What am I sampling? If y'all can hear me, you gonna ask me about sampling like as if it's a bad thing. I love sampling. I think to pave the way the new Marvel universe. If it weren't for sampling, X-Men. I don't know why that. I kind of hear you.
I'm here. You hear me? We lost him again. Technical difficulties. Live is live, everyone. He'll be back in a few seconds. But the sampling thing. Oh, hold on. He looks like he's back.
Okay.
Yeah. We got you now.
So my thoughts on sampling.
Yeah.
So what's the question? Like, I have thoughts on sampling. Sometimes I sample records. Sometimes I don't. I have all kind of thoughts about sampling. different thoughts. What's the question you're asking me?
But Al,
I'll wait.
he wants you to expand
Maybe I can
on
reach out to what he's trying to
sampling.
say is,
Yeah.
how do I feel about people sampling records and making songs? Or because I do that. Like, but see, so this is the thing. Like, you're a military guy, right? So let's say you're in war. Forget about training. We together, you here?
Yeah,
Right,
I'm here.
You frozen. Give me a 2. I try to keep moving, so if I freeze, I look frozen.
Oh, he must be in a bad area. All right, so we will keep this going. He's gonna come back at a few. And what my thoughts on sampling is, yeah, do it. Plain and simple. You know, some of the records today, you know, wouldn't be without some of these samples. You here with us, Chris? You
It's up. I want my system.
on my end, your phone has got a bad signal.
What
You
about
hear me?
now? Yeah.
It's better. But
Better.
from my
Okay.
end, your phone
Sampling.
had a bad signal.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. So sampling, there are many forms of sampling. So I love sampling. But like you could, when you play a piano of someone's song, you sampled it. If you change it or flip it or whatever, you still sampled it. But that's what people have done throughout time. We listen and do it differently. So when you take someone's composition and use it, you know, you share in ownership. It's nothing to you getting them money every time. So my thoughts are, please sample my records so that my kids can eat. And number 2 is, like, so I got the song Phone Tap. Like, I didn't sample it though, but I had to make a piece in order to create my piece. So I took elements from their record, broke it down, created a melody, played it. It's still a sample. See what I mean? Like, hey, if I hear birds tweeting and I do a sound, when I do scratches, it's mimicking. It's the same thing. Now, the technical term, meaning sampling, is actually taking part of the master and using it, like when you scratch a record, as
Right.
opposed to interpolation when you play the melody that you know, as opposed to a cover when you perform the actual song. So, like, let's say I like Paid in Full, Eric B. and Rakim. I want to sample a part. What I would do is listen to it, play it, make a new master that I got the master. Now, it's still their music. So now we're only talking about publishing. We're not talking
Right.
about master license. See? So let me just break that down. Who got the buildings? The songwriters or the record companies? Record companies don't write no songs. And publishing
Right.
is 10% of a sale of a master. Dummies out there fighting for publishing. I give publishing away when I'm the record label. Take it. And then go, and then I got to administer it because you need somebody to count it and to give it to you because you can't collect it. So you're going to pay me anyway. So it's like, why don't you just own the master and get all the money and pay people instead of calling me to get publishing money? There's 2 sides to that coin, the payee and the payor. I prefer the latter.
Nice.
So it's like, I don't have to be. So like with me, people have these companies, right? They have a board. It's a corporation, so they have a CEO. Then they have a COO, right? Then they have a CFO. All these guys trying to control the money, right? Guess who controls the money in a corporation? The CTO. The Chief Technical Officer controls research and development. All money from any company goes first into making the company better. All of it.
Right.
And then they say, we're going to take some of it and give it to promotion. We're going to take some of it and give it to this. We're going to take some and put it in the bay. We're going to take some and do this. It all comes there first. So I'm the chief technical officer on every company board I'm on.
Right.
And people don't find that out until they try to get some money, and you go and you call them. Hey, what you spending this on? What are you what you talking about? Well, you know that comes off my budget. Oh, really? So, like, for instance, I did this. I'm working on my comic, a graphic novel about my life, but it's set in a near future, in an alternate reality. So, the thing about it is, in that, you want to be able to say things and them be true or not true, but only you have to know. Like, I could say, this is Crenshaw Boulevard. And you go, I know Crenshaw. And I can say, this is a 2028 Porsche. Well, you don't know what a 2028 Porsche looks like. So if I say it's a 2028 Porsche on Crenshaw in 2024, you're going to believe it to a point, especially if it look a little different. So that's how you mix reality with fantasy to make it like a documentary with what I'm doing. It's very intricate. My clientele is on here. He signed a NDA for this. So, you know, he's aware. But so the cool part is
that's not y'all's DJ clientele.
Oh, it's another clientele.
Yeah, he's out and
number 2.
He's East Coast.
No other glove, so I could never share a name clientele. I just want to say, not even with spelling. If there's another glove, I quit. Fuck that. I have it, bro. I'll go be George. I like being. So anyway, yeah. So that's the thing with that. So it's a fun thing, but the music that I'm dropping, I'm able to I escaped to the Dominican Republic, so that's where all of that's coming from. So it's all my first single is called "Follow Me," because of my relationship with the secret agency. They want to talk to me. I don't want to say they're chasing me or they're after me, but they would like to speak with me. You know how the police tell you don't leave town? They don't come at you, but they say don't leave town. You want to talk? So they tell me they want to talk. So I don't want to talk. I'm out. So that's the whole premise of the comic. And when I get to the DR, I start making music, and I got like 26 songs. I got these soundtracks lined up. It's gonna be fun, man. We about to have a blast. Cool. It's the year of the producer. If you want to fly a drone and fly yourself standing on it, go do it. Just don't die.
You need a big drone to hold a person.
Of your mind, bro. Go try to find something that you never did and do it twice. Today.
Yeah.
That's what I suggest.
Flat Top is saying where you live is still light out. He's on the West Coast, Flat Top. He's 3 hours behind us.
Look, what time is it?
6 o'clock over there.
Okay, bro. At midnight in your city, it's gonna look just like this here. I'm gonna be like this. It ain't gonna get dark until it's June, bro. The 29th. The days are getting shorter now. They're at least 12 hours long. I'll explain why I know that.
DJ Butter L is saying, do today's artists need to be signed to a record company since they're platforms you can handle the business yourself?
So it depends on what you require or what you want from your music. So in my case, it seems so strange to me that I hear everyone talk about streaming like it's just this new thing. And we've been streaming. That's what radio, the airplay is. They pay you on play. Play is a spin. Streaming is a derivative of that. You don't even get the 100%. Like on the radio, on terrestrial radio, not satellite, not internet, you get paid like 5 cents to 8 cents every time a song is played. It's cut up. That's where publishing money lies and gets chopped up. No master ownership is split there. That's only writers. So that's from a performance rights organization like ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, or even Harry Fox. So that gets cut up 5 cents into, like for me, 50 for Reckless. That means I get 3 cents, and everybody splits the other 2. And then on like, for instance, in theaters, when Reckless came out, you get 6 cents for it was 5 cents for the radio, 25 cents for the film. So music and movies, that's why you see all these sound Against All Odds, all these movie theme songs, because they make 5 times the money. So let me explain. Your record plays in 24-hour period, you got a hot record. In one city, it can only play X amount of times in an hour. So let's say you get 2 spins an hour in prime time and 1 spin every 2 hours. So you end up with like the number 1 record will get 10 spins in a day. In a theater, they play your movie 5 times. How many movie times? 11, 1, 3, 7, 9, 11. So that's like 7, right? But wait.
Yeah.
That's 25 cents. So it's the same amount of spins and it's 25 cents. But wait, they've created a thing right around Reckless called the multiplex. So now you got, imagine not 1 radio station, but 24 radio stations playing your song at the same time. In one city, not in 1 location, not all over the country. Stay with me, guys. So now I got Breakin in 17 theaters at the Universal. That's 1 spot.
Right.
You know how much money you make off of that place, off of your record? That's why they have to pay. If you walk into a theater, you'll see a little bitty sticker on the window in the corner down at the bottom that says ASCAP or BMI. This is that type of establishment, or restaurants or live venues, because that's where we get our money. This is the producer money I'm talking about,
right?
Not the vocalist performing money. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. I wish my other clientele was on here, but I'll tell you this. There's a thing called secondary market fund. Write that shit down if you got any music. I'm gonna tell you why. If you release something in the music industry, that's the primary market. The radio, audio formats. Once you get a song in a movie, that's a secondary market. Once you get a song on a TV show, that's a secondary market. So let's say you sang a song or a song and you made your money off of it on the radio or whatever. Then it gets in a movie, right? There's money in the secondary market fund for the same thing you already did, because it's another market and it's just sitting there. You got to call a number, give me a social security number, tell them your song. And I've been, you got to do that because it's there. Millions. They just, people keep it. They got these black box accounts. Like when you are in, let's say you release a song in Belgium or in like Malaysia, the country. If you don't go to get your royalties or have someone collect them within X amount of years, the country keeps it. That's a black box. I got money in all kind of black boxes. But, anyway, you guys, there's so much more that they ain't nobody, they ain't telling you. Streaming, bro, that's a sideshow and a distraction. But there's money there. So, for instance, Spotify get $1. We get 0.004 of that dollar for the stream. So remember I was saying it was 5 cents. You split that another way, not down to no decimals of that, unless you parliament and it's 11 writers. So, when the streamer can take 99% of the income and pay us we made the medium that they're playing, and they taking all the money. It's like a concert venue having you perform as a hologram and taking 99% of the money and sending you nothing. Like, here's $1. We made $100. Here's 10 cents off of you. You. I don't have no music on that stuff, bro. I'm cool. Spotify, nah, they not getting my money.
I hear a lot of different stories, and recently in the last few months, I hear people complaining about, they don't make no real money doing, your Spotify's and some other stations. So,
So like I'll tell you this, in the performance rights organization area where they collect money, 99% of the people on ASCAP and BMI don't make no money. All of us that make money, the 1%, Kanye, Dr. Dre, me, writers that got plaques, we get money for everybody. It's a split. It's like a reverse pyramid. Like you'll get $25 for being on ASCAP after X amount of time, just even if you don't even have a song. So that comes from somewhere, and it ain't their
right.
money. They putting that away. So anyway, it's like, for instance, everybody talk about Spotify. So you put a song on Spotify, right? You pay a little money to promote it. How long before you make $1,000 off of that song? Okay, I put a song on a TV show, I get $1,500 off top. I don't need Spotify for that. Like,
Yeah,
and
true.
wait though, there's streaming income too, because when they air the show, you get a royalty. It's $1,000 split up evenly through whoever is on the song. If it's just you, you get $1,000 every time they play that show. It goes down by the market. So if it's 1 million people that saw it, you get 1,000. If it's 100,000 people that saw it, you get $100. You know what I mean? It changes by because that's how the commercials are done. That's where the money comes from, the commercial money. If you ain't got nobody paying no money for commercials, you ain't go like, why is BET over here in Poughkeepsie only paying me 20 cents? Because ain't nobody there. But the BET lady paid you $200.
Right.
So you guys go stream, man, and keep giving them money, bro. I'm cool. Like even Apple, bro. Like Apple Music is like the only record store on earth now. Like it used to be Tower and Big Ben's and Warehouse and all kind of non-monopoly. But then there's Apple Music, and then there's these. Apple Music is not called a streaming giant. Tidal, Spotify, all of them are called streaming. Why isn't Apple called that? Because they sell hard downloads. Like you can buy an MP3 from there. You can't get an MP3 from Spotify. You can download them into your folder, and even if you don't pay, but if Spotify go out of business, them things is gone. Poof.
Right.
But if Apple go out of business, you still got your MP3s. So, you can stream
Now
away.
I don't know if everybody knows, but Amazon is now getting into the vinyl record business. They actually have a vinyl record club. It costs $24.99 a month, where they send you an album a month, a real actual album, and these are the classics from back in the day. I don't know how recent they're gonna come up, or what year they're gonna come to, but vinyl has been making a little comeback.
Yeah, what you're telling me, bro. So what I'm doing is releasing this comic book. It's 6 episodes, right? 6 books, and each one has a soundtrack, and I'm doing them on vinyl, limited edition. So it's 10,000 copies of each one of the 6. 60,000 copies total on vinyl. Only. You won't be able to get the music on streaming. Only there. Now, DJs are going to be playing it. You're going to hear it on these things. You're going to have to go and buy it from Amazon or buy it from Apple. It won't be on Spotify. It won't be on SoundCloud. It won't be on those things. It will be on Apple Music. It will be on a few of the others, Deezer, some of those. Right. But like only where you can buy the MP3, not where you can just stream only for fun and streams. Like, and then I keep telling people, bro, like we don't for that. So think about this. Walk with me, bro. I'm Drake. It's like a million people that make music, right? So if we made up that vinyl club you just came up with, I'm gonna make a streaming club. I'm Drake. I'm going to only have your music available for stream on my platform. Right. Like you, little guy, So like if we rotate that, like, okay, all of Drake put all his people on this song, he put them on this song, he put them on that song. Now you got Drake and Rihanna. If we got all of our giants telling us we listen to these today, we listen to these today. We can manipulate the money like we manipulate the stock market, bro. We can have our great people like Snoop and Dre make a playlist of songs only they like of people that nobody knows and tell people. And 1 million people will go listen to it because they said. And you just made some money this month. And then the next person is the next one. And the next person is the next. I was saying we should just do it for ourselves. I'll play your records, you play my records. You're really big. As I grow, I'll get really big. You go, all of the big ones make the small ones bigger. It's like communism. It's together. We can play each other's. We can make Spotify go broke, bro, by playing the music. They got to pay when it plays.
Right.
Let me tell you a quick story. There's a group, I can't remember the name, but they had this thing where they did, on Spotify, they recorded 30 seconds of silence and uploaded it. No music, just silence. It was a stream. It was an MP3 of nothingness. Every day, they had their 1 million followers streaming at a certain time. They made over $30,000 off of silence. You ever seen Pootie Tang?
Yeah.
These dudes made money off of
while it tied to the tippy tie.
Yeah, every time you go to sleep, stream the silence that I got up here. Like, bro, you can't get away with it now simply because I told you it's knowledge now of that. But there are other things that are not known that you can still do. As dope as that. You just got to use this. Remember, we're in the same room. It's not what it looks like. I can make money off of on streaming. I can't hear nothing. That's okay. Somebody's making money.
Yeah. That's deep. I ain't never heard of nothing like that.
I got a lot of you ain't never heard of. Trust me.
That we're not able to say on the air, right?
I got a lot that I can say. I got the stuff I won't. So I live in the future. I don't live in this time. I'm like 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the earth. For some reason, that's a great place. You learn stuff just before, just ahead, just in the nick of time. To be the winner, not to be like a guy who didn't get hit by the car. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. It's a perspective. It's always been like that. I'm a futurist.
Nice.
I believe that it's now. There's never future. There's never past. There's only now. Right now, guess what it is? Now. It's now. It's always now. That other stuff we just did, that was then.
Yep.
So if you stay in the moment of now, that's what I was saying when this thing went off. I said, you ever heard of Reverend Ike? And then the computer shut down. Yeah. Boom! You ever heard of that dude?
Yep.
You know, okay, so you've heard of Reverend Ike, right? But what do you remember about what you heard?
I just remember the name.
So, like, what is coming to your mind that went with that name? Like, what was it about Reverend Ike? Like, didn't he have Rolls Royces or something? Didn't he have money? He was money, right?
He definitely money.
The first one, right? The first black money dude. Yeah. Preacher, right? Do you know what he preached about? You have any idea? You ever heard his sermon?
No. Man,
look. I remember when I was growing up, Reverend Ike, I just remember like the urban legend of Reverend Ike. He had money. He was a pastor. He liked money and nice things and clothes. And that's all I remember. People thought he was like a pimp or something, I think. I don't even remember really. But like Reverend Ike, right? Bro, that dude taught, what do they call it? Manifestation. All he talked about, not Jesus. He never preached a word about Christianity. Not in the sense of go to church and get saved and give me money. He didn't pass the plate. He didn't do that. This dude taught people how to use their imagination to get money, bro. And I've been studying a guy named Neville Goddard who taught this, who learned from a black mystic named Abdullah. This is all from a brother, right?
Right.
He was a black Jewish mystic. Anyway, this whole mentalism movement is from this guy. So it's a lot of famous authors: Florence Scovel Shinn, Walter C. Lanyon, a few preachers you might have heard of. But I never knew Reverend Ike was preaching the same thing they preaching today about think it and you can have it.
Right.
Like, that's what he said. This ain't the type of church to tell you what not to do. He was like, I'm going to tell you how to get whatever you want in life. Bro, I did not know that. I'm a Reverend Ike fan. I'm finna go listen. I can't wait to tell my mama, guess what?
Guess what I heard today?
I love Reverend Ike. He said, I love nice things. He said, nice clothes just come to my body. I was like, this dude is dope. He wanted nice things. He got him.
And he got him. That's one of the things I did remember that like you said, he was
rich.
A reverend pimp.
You know, he probably had money problems. He can make it out of thin air, so they probably tax. I think I'm hearing a tax thing in my mind now with Reverend Ike about his church. I gotta look that up. Reverend Ike scandal.
I just heard the name from long ago.
From black folks.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, man, enough of Reverend Ike. So anyway, back to the music.
Back to the music. So one of the last questions I like to ask before we start wrapping this thing up is, what do you tell a DJ who doesn't have any context, just getting new into the business? What do you tell that DJ to give him advice? What do you tell that person?
So this is a DJ that's starting out?
Him or her, yeah.
Yeah, DJ. Be yourself, man. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. That's it. If you want to scratch behind your back, don't let them tell you, or your mama, you scratching on a record changer, don't let your mama scare you with that. Don't break my record player, boy. Bro, people talk about mumble rap, and I laugh. All these haters on mumble rap don't remember how much we got hated on for playing this. Like, way worse than what, dude, it was ass whoopings for this. It wasn't no ass whooping mumble rap. It was belt to the butt for rap. How many whoopings did you get for, what was your first beating for rap?
I didn't.
You
I
never
was
got
already long.
for coming
I
home
was
late,
already out the house.
coming up home late from a party.
I left home at 17, so
And
I didn't have to deal with any of that.
so no, listen to what I'm saying. So you didn't never go to a club and have to do extra work because you went over your furlough or anything like that in your military. You didn't get no discipline for partying or no talk of your music or nothing like that. You ain't got no stripe for hip hop.
Nope.
Nobody never told you nothing bad for hip hop.
Oh, people said it was just going to be a
like
fad.
trouble for you, like turn that off or you got to go home or you got to do your homework or blah, blah,
No.
blah. Nothing like that.
I never dealt with any
never
of that.
heard that before, bro. You just don't remember.
Mm-mm.
How old are you?
I'm 55.
Oh, bro, you lying. You're not telling the truth. Let me explain. There is a story in your mind. You're going to dig it out and call me with it. Like, man, you know what? Man, I was driving.
Now I remember. You know what? I wasn't the club going
Pull
person.
me over. It's something in there, bro. And you got the same skin as me, so I really don't believe you. But you go ahead and think
I wasn't that
it'll come to
I
you.
wasn't that club going person, so that really didn't.
So you didn't ever play your music out in the car.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there's another. I'm saying there's trouble for hip hop. Some form of trouble you received. It don't have to be coming home.
Okay, so, well, something like that, yes. I was told by police to turn my system down.
Okay, dude, you got one of them.
So okay, I didn't fully understand.
Didn't I just tell you that it will come to you? You have a
Yeah,
police
numerous times I was told by the police because we had the systems in our. I had a '78 Nova,
man.
four door.
I'm gonna set this phone on fire because you're a liar. I told you. So yeah, you got your ass beat for hip hop. What kind of music were you playing when they were at your face?
Oh, it was. It had to be
Something with
between Run DMC or Eric B and Rakim. One of them.
the hip hop odds,
Yeah.
bro. Be glad that I pulled that out. So next time someone asks you like one of them guys, you don't have to say what you said. Oh yeah, it wasn't like what you said. Oh yeah, that's worse than getting a whooping. I know a guy though. This normally starts with people my age, 9, 10 years old. They didn't get home before the street lights because they went to a park. You from the East Coast, so they was going to the parks and stuff and seeing Cool Herc and being mesmerized and being like, it's 8 o'clock. Oh, the street light is on.
Yeah.
Or you can't go out. Or let me take that turntable. Like there's more. You got more. Because you did our thing. It's this part of it. Remember I told you the progression from DJing, it's no progression. You are a producer. You also got hip hop stripes too.
Yeah.
You have to.
Oh man, so I really want to thank you for coming on and educating us and just telling your story. And this ain't even the full story. This is just a little piece of everything.
Yeah, we had
one day, hopefully one day you'll be able to come back on again and we'll do a part 2 and start from 1990 on to what you're doing now.
My friends, because I didn't get a chance to tell anybody. It came up on my calendar, and when Jeff called me at 2, I was like, what's wrong with my notifications? I didn't have a flyer. The next one, book it, let's get a flyer, let's get it up. I'm with it.
For sure. Definitely.
Man, thank you for having me, bro. Appreciate you, man, and all things
appreciate you.
For hip-hop. Trust me.
Thank you. This platform here is for the DJs and for them to tell their story because every DJ has a story. So definitely thank you for
every
sharing
story has a DJ
piece
too.
Of yours. Yeah, most likely yes.
If there's music.
So
I'm out, man. Take care. Don't forget Sweets, man. That's my legal cannabis brand.
Roger that. So how
we
can
got
people
the 4th of July?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Happy 4th.
See.
Go get some fireworks.
So how can people catch up with you?
You can find me on Sweets with a Z, Sweets_CA. You can also find me on Instagram, both at ChrisGlove_. And also Facebook is DJ Chris the Glove or Chris the Glove. And Twitter is Chris the Glove. I'm going to change all of them to the same thing. Trust me, this is bad. But y'all have a good one, man. I'm out, man. I'm going to go take this one and take my walk. I'm going to go see what Evans is doing.
All right. Thank you much for your time, bro. We'll catch up.
You got it, brother.
All righty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, this is Harry the Big Dog. This is the DJ interview. We just had our talk with Chris the Glove Taylor. So, thank you much. We will be back on Tuesday, every Tuesday, 8-ish Eastern Time. We are out